Hi, this is Kevin for Passion from the Word. Real quick, we're just going to, about hit the, share these videos, hit the like button, the notification bell. We have a Facebook page, emails for any questions, or just if you got a question, put it in the comments below. My wife will have all those links somewhere on the page. That's her thing that she takes care of. And if you would like me to come speak at your church, get a hold of us. I'd love to do that. The video we're doing right now is not going to be inspiring. It's just not that kind of video. It's just a strange, one of those things. If you haven't encountered this, and when I first come across it, it's just like, what in the world is that? In the Bible, golden what's? So let's just jump right in and find out what strange things you might find in the Bible made out of gold. The story we're going to be talking, if you hear the dogs bark in the background, by the way, we raise blue heelers, Australian cattle dogs, and one of our females in heat, and one of our males that we don't want with that female is not happy that he can't get to her. So if you hear any barking in the background. The story that we're going to be covering today involves when the Philistines had captured the Ark of the Covenant from the Israelites. It takes place in 1 Samuel chapter 5. And the Philistines took the Ark of God and brought it from Ebenezer unto Ashdod. Ashdod was a major city of the Philistines. When the Philistines took the Ark of God, they brought it to the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but close enough. But who is Dagon? Dagon was a major god of the Philistines, look kind of like this guy. Fish body, human upper torso. We'd call him a mermaid, I guess. But that's Dagon. That's one of their gods. We'll see how he holds up to our God. And when they of Ashdod arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. And they took Dagon and set him in his place again. So he was fallen. I kind of picture him, prostrate, face down, hands down, because most images had it, his hands were up like this. So he's bowing. They found him bowing before the Ark of God, the Ark of the Covenant. So that's the first morning they find him like that. And when they arose early on the morrow morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord, and the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off from the threshold. Only the stump of Dagon was left to him. So they picked him back up the first day. The second day, he's down again, and now he's broken. He's busted. Their God has just been destroyed by the Ark of the Covenant, by the presence of the Ark of the Covenant. Therefore, neither the priests of Dagon, nor any that come into Dagon's house, tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod unto this day. But the hand of the Lord was heavy upon them of Ashdod, and he destroyed them and smote them with emerods, even Ashdod and the coasts thereof. What are emerods? We'll get to that. And when the men of Ashdod saw that it was so, they said, the ark of the God of Israel shall not abide with us, for his hand is sore upon us. Remember that. And upon Dagon, our God. They sent therefore and gathered all the lords of the Philistines unto them, and said, what shall we do with the ark of the God of Israel? And they answered, let the ark of the God of Israel be carried about unto Gath. Gath was another major Philistine city. And they carried the ark of the God of Israel about thither. Thither. And it was so, that after they had carried it about, the hand of the Lord was against the city with a very great destruction. And he smote the men of the city, both small and great, and they had emerods in their secret parts. Therefore, they sent the ark of God to Ekron, yet another city. And it came to pass, as the ark of God came to Ekron, that the Ekronites cried out, saying, they have brought about the ark of the God of Israel to us, to slay us and our people. So he sent and gathered together all the lords of the Philistines, and said, Send away the ark of the God of Israel, and let it go again to his own place, that it slay us not and our people. For there was a deadly destruction throughout all the city. The hand of God was very heavy there. And the men that died not were smitten with the emerods, and the cry of the city went up to heaven. I'm sure it did. So what are emerods? Emerod is an Old English word. That's why it's in the King James. The Hebrew word is tahor. And what does it mean? It's what today we refer to as hemorrhoids. He struck them with hemorrhoids. Major hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids that caused them to cry out. Anybody that's ever had hemorrhoids knows where the term pain in the comes from. They're very painful. They're, it's a chuckling, a funny concept, but it's not. You're not laughing when you're the one suffering from them. As I understand, a lot of women when they're pregnant get hemorrhoids. That's common.
After birth, after they give birth.
After they give birth, probably not nearly as pleasant as holding the baby or anything like that. It's probably not one of the more warming, loving parts of having a child, I would guess. So, God struck them with hemorrhoids. Remember what the verse that says God's hand was sore upon them? Okay. So, and the ark of the Lord was in the country of the Philistines 7 months. And the Philistines called for the priests and the diviners, saying, What shall we do to the ark of the Lord? Tell us wherewith we shall send it to his place. And they said, If ye send away the ark of the God of Israel, send it not empty, but in any wise return him a trespass offering, that ye shall be healed. They still have these hemorrhoids, these emerods. They're suffering 7 months. And it shall be known to you why his hand is not removed from you. Then they said, What shall be the trespass offering which we shall return to him? They answered, 5 golden emerods and 5 golden mice, according to the number of the lords of the Philistines. For one plague was on you all, and on your lords. So evidently there was also a plague of mice, even though it's not really referred to in this, or maybe they thought that the hemorrhoids were somehow tied to the mice. No idea. But 5 golden mice, 5 golden hemorrhoids. Wherefore ye shall make images of your emerods. Use your own imagination on that. Did smile look pretty while we carved this out? I don't know. Did they use a pattern? Were they all the same? I don't know. Make images of your emerods. Use your imagination. And images of your mice that mar the land. And ye shall give glory unto the God of Israel. Peradventure he will lighten his hand from off of you, and from off your gods, and off of your land. They're acknowledging that the God of Israel is much greater than their gods. He's slapped their God twice in a row, broke him. Wherefore then do ye harden your hearts, as the Egyptians and Pharaohs hardened their hearts? When he had wrought wonderfully among them, did they not let the people go, and they departed? Now therefore make a new cart, and take 2 milk kine. Now this is Old English for milk cow, okay? On which there hath come no yoke, and tie the kine or cows to the cart, and bring their calves home from them. So their calves aren't with them. They're milk cows with calves, but the calves are staying home. And take the ark of the Lord, and lay it upon the cart, and put the jewels of gold, the emerald jewels and the mice jewels. Put the jewels of gold, which you return him for a trespass offering, in a coffer or a box, by the side thereof, and send it away, that it may go. And see if it goeth up by the way of his own coast to Bethshemeth. Then he hath done us this great evil. But if not, then we shall know that it is not his hand that smote us. It was a chance that happened to us. So what they're basically saying is, put the 2 milk cows without their calves on the cart, just let it go. If the cows take it back to Bethshemesh, then it was God. It was the God of the Israelites that did this. If the cows go another direction, then it's just chance that it happened to them while the ark was there. So they're trying to prove, okay, was this the God of Israel, or was this just bad luck that this happened? They're looking to see. And the men did so, and took 2 milk kine, and tied them to the cart, and shut up their calves at home. And they laid the ark of the Lord upon the cart, and the coffer with the mice of gold and the images of their emerods. And the kine took the straight way to the way of Bethshemesh, and went along the highway, lowing as they went. Now, lowing is bellowing, mooing, making all kinds of noise. So that kind of had created, I'm sure, quite an image as they watched their golden emerods leave town. And turned not aside to the right hand or to the left, and the lords of the Philistines went after them unto the border of Bethshemesh. So they're following from at some distance just to let the cows go. The cows are going the straightest path. They're not wandering off the road either. They're going straight to the Israelites. And they of Bethshemesh were reaping their wheat harvest in the valley, and they lifted up their eyes and saw the ark and rejoiced to see it. And the cart came into the field of Joshua, a Bethshemite, and stood there, where there was a great stone. And they clave the wood of the cart. Clave means break apart. They clave the wood of the cart, and offered the kine a burnt offering unto the Lord. So they took the 2 milk cows, and they made them an offering, and I'm guessing they used the wood of the cart to burn them. Is kind of my reading of it. And the Levites took down the ark of the Lord, and the coffer that was with it, wherein the jewels of gold were, and put them on the great stone. And the men of Bethshemeth offered burnt offerings and sacrificed sacrifices the same day unto the Lord. And I can't help but think that when they looked inside and saw the golden emerods, I can't believe they didn't laugh about that. They had to be thinking, that's hilarious, God. And when the 5 lords of the Philistines had seen it, they returned to Ekron the same day. And these are the golden emerods which the Philistines returned for a trespass offering unto the Lord. For Ashdod 1, for Gaza 1, for Askelon 1, for Gath 1, and for Ekron 1. Now, we don't know if the ark actually made it to Gaza or Askelon, but because they were major cities, they offered up 1 mouse and 1 hemorrhoid for each city. And the golden mice, according to the number of all the cities of the Philistines belonging to the 5 lords, both the fenced cities and of the country villages, even unto the great stone of Abel, where they set down the ark of the Lord, which stone remaineth unto this day in the field of Joshua the Bethshemite. And he smote the men of Bethshemeth, God did, because they had looked into the ark of the Lord. No one was supposed to look into the ark. I mean, not because you saw that in Indiana Jones, but only the priest. I mean, no one was supposed to touch it. The Ark of the Covenant was a very, very sacred item. The Philistines probably could only get away with what they got away with as far as returning it because they were returning it. But even he smote of the people 50,000 and 70. It's a lot of people that died for looking in the ark. Now, I don't think that every one of them looked in, but maybe they all said, look in there and see what's in there. I don't know. We can only speculate. And the people lamented, because the Lord had smitten many of the people with a great slaughter. And the men of Bethshemesh said, Who is able to stand before this holy Lord God, and to whom shall he go up from us? That's the God we worship. We worship a mighty and powerful God. He spoke everything into existence. He smites our enemies with emerods. I wouldn't pray for that for him, but I come across this. I thought it's just like I said, no one's really going to be inspired by this or anything like that. Just an interesting story. Thanks for watching. God bless, and we'll see you next time.